Today I'd like to talk about my new tarot deck, and for those of you watching that follow me on TikTok, you know that I'm talking about my new Hermetic Tarot deck. And if you look at the backs of them, you can see that this is rife with Hermetic symbolism. Every nook and cranny of this has Hermetic symbols. See this? This right here is also a Rosicrucian symbol, I believe. But if you count the petals on this lotus or rose symbol, it's got a 1, a 3, a 7, and a 12. And that is symbolic in Hermeticism. If you read anything about that, you will find that very number system talking about God over the 3, over the 7, which is over the 12, and that's talking about the cosmos, and then us, and then other things too. So it's very symbolic. So I'm going to show you some of these cards, some of the symbols, and then I'm going to do maybe a reading. So this deck, the Hermetic Tarot deck, is by Godfrey Dowson, and he was a member of the esoteric Secret Order of the Golden Dawn. That was a Hermetic order. And the first page shows you a listing of the elemental and astrological symbols that are on many of the cards, such as the elements, such as water, earth, air, and fire, sun, moon, the planets, and the signs. And a lot of the members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn were encouraged to make their own tarot decks for personal use. This is why we have the Thoth deck, which is from Aleister Crowley, but his deck was not published until way after his death. This one by Godfrey Dowson is very beautiful and rich with esoteric and Hermetic and Kabbalistic, as well as Hebrew symbolism. Also, members included McGregor Mathers, Arthur Edward Waite, which is where we get the Rider-Waite tarot deck, Dion Fortune, Paul Foster Case, Aleister Crowley, of course, and W.B. Yeats. We owe a great debt of gratitude to the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. However you may feel personally about its members, especially Aleister Crowley. Now, I myself am personally on the fence about him, as well as many others. But if we hadn't had this order, like I said, the Rider-Waite Tarot, as we know it, now have it, the Western esoteric system, the Kabbalah as we have it now, would not exist. So we owe a great deal of gratitude to this order, however you may feel about its members personally. So that's that. And now each card has a lot of its own symbology. Like, for instance, this card is known to us as the Four of Wands. Now, the order had a title that they themselves gave each card, and the title that they gave this card is the Lord of Perfected Work. Now the symbols you see here are the symbol for Venus, also known as the symbol for the feminine, and the symbol for the sign of Aries, which is immediately makes sense to me, as Aries is a fire sign and Wands is the suit of fire. So that makes a perfect sense to me already. So there's another Aries, bigger Aries sign and a bigger Venus sign, and I like that how that lines up correctly, nicely, and encircles the flames right there. These are swans' heads right here. That's interesting imagery. And then there's lots of ram's heads here, furthering the Aries symbology. Now also here there is 2 Hebrew words right here, and these are actually the names of 2 angels that are attributed to this particular card, and each of the minor, I believe, of arcana have 2 angels attributed to each of the cards, and I will put those names right here so you can see the names in English if you don't know Hebrew. And if you're going to get this deck, it would actually behoove you to learn Hebrew. And there are lots of resources for you to do so. Especially on YouTube, there are some really good lessons, simple lessons that you can take that would show you letters and how to make words and the proper pronunciation. Alright, so let's do a tiny little reading, maybe 1 or 2 cards, huh? Okay, so we have 5 of cups. That's interesting. Now we have the male symbol, or that might be a planet, actually, a symbol for a planet. I can't remember what planet that is. I'll have to look it up in the book. But that's a Scorpio, I believe. Now, those, I believe, are lotus leaves, or grape leaves, maybe. And there again are the 2 angel names, if you can see, in the reverse pentagram. And for me, that there's a reverse pentagram means that there has been a deception, or so the title that they've given this card is the Lord of Loss and Pleasure. So, interesting. So there seems to be a lot of grape leaves or something in the goblets. There's 3 here, 2 here that corresponds with the points of the star. Okay, that seems to be meaning to me that there's been an unfulfilled success. Like somebody hoped to do something and it was turned on its side, it was perverted, and it was not brought to fruition. So the meaning of is death or end of pleasure, partial loss, disappointment, sorrow, and treachery, sadness, deceit, ill will. So yes, it has been definitely a deception or a perversion of something that you hoped would happen, and it was just turned on its head. It's the cups are empty instead of full, like they should have been. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and it was informative. I hope you have a good day and a good week up ahead, and remember that you are valid and magical. Remember to take your time when you need it, and that you are blessed and loved beyond measure. I love you so much.